My beloved child, I know what you're going through. Can we take a moment to sit together? Just you and me, heart to heart? I see the questions swirling in your mind, the doubts that have kept you awake, and the concerns that weigh heavily on your spirit. I want you to know that I am here, more present than the air you breathe, more constant than the rhythm of your heartbeat. I love you with an everlasting love, and no moment has passed when my eyes weren't upon you. Even when you felt lost or unsure of yourself, my gaze stayed tenderly fixed on your life's journey. This is not a distant relationship. It is personal, vibrant, and filled with compassion. I care about the small details you often think go unnoticed. Each hope, each fear, and each dream matters to me. I want you to feel that truth deep in your soul right now. You may have wondered if anyone truly understands what you're facing behind the surface of your everyday life. And I tell you with certainty, I do. I see you fully, and I cherish the unique way you reflect my heart. Yes, you are precious, and there is nothing about you that I would ever discard or dismiss. So allow your shoulders to relax, take a gentle breath, and rest in the knowledge that you are known, you are wanted, and you are treasured. I understand that sometimes you question your worth, especially when the world makes you feel as though you have to earn acceptance by meeting endless expectations. But in my presence, you don't have to strive for love. You don't have to do anything to deserve my attention. You already have it. I want you to feel the freedom that comes from knowing that no matter what, my love is not conditional on your performance. I do not measure you by your accomplishments, nor do I define you by your mistakes. You are a gift to this world because I designed you to be one. You might not always see it, but there's a radiant light within you, a spark of divinity that reflects my own nature. Embrace that light. Let it shine not out of obligation or to impress others, but because it is simply who you are. Know that even in moments when you stumble, I am ready to catch you. I am here, reaching out, longing to guide you onto a path that leads to hope, peace, and joy. My heart aches with compassion when you feel alone or misunderstood, and I want you to experience the profound realization that I am never far away. My presence envelops you like a comforting embrace, steady and sure, waiting for you to notice that I have never left. Sometimes you may worry that your prayers go unheard, or that your quiet thoughts vanish into emptiness when you try to talk to me. But I assure you, every whisper of your heart, every tear that falls, every sigh of longing is heard. I perceive the unspoken words and the hidden pain. Even when you cannot articulate what you feel, I understand you. More than that, I am at work, orchestrating answers and preparing solutions that you may not yet see. Faith, my child, is a precious gift. It's like a small seed planted in the soil of your life, and at times you might not notice its growth, but know that it's there, pushing through the layers of doubt, hoping to bloom into something beautiful. I encourage you to nurture that faith. Water it with trust, light it with hope, and shield it with love. Sooner or later, you'll witness it flourish into a guiding force that lights your path. When you're overwhelmed and cannot see the road ahead, lean on my promises. Let them be your compass. Let them guide you gently, like a soft hand leading a weary traveler. I see how the world can feel relentless, full of voices urging you to chase illusions or cling to fleeting accomplishments. It's easy to get swept up in confusion, to follow a path that seems right at first, but leads to emptiness or heartbreak. When the road looks promising, but carries a hidden danger. I yearn to protect you. That's why I speak to your heart, offering counsel and wisdom that can guide you to real fulfillment. I never force you, my child, because love is about freedom, not control. I invite you to walk a path that leads to true life, not a counterfeit. Sometimes, the bright lights of momentary distractions mask deeper pitfalls. Let me be the gentle whisper that warns you of danger and steers you toward lasting peace. When you find yourself at a crossroads, uncertain which direction to go, pause for just a moment. Talk to me. Ask for my guidance. Then wait in the quiet. In that stillness, you will sense my nudge, my reassurance, and my peace. Trust that I will never mislead you or abandon you. There may have been times when you felt like you were making the right choices, only to see everything unravel before your eyes. Disappointment can cut deep, leaving you questioning your own judgment and wondering if I was really with you. I tell you this, I was there. Even in the moments you felt most alone, I saw your tears. I felt the weight that burdened your heart. I never rejoiced in your pain. I wept with you. Yet I also knew that every hardship, every stumbling block, could become a stepping stone if placed in my hands. My perspective stretches beyond what you can see right now. I see possibilities emerging from sorrow, strength rising from weakness, and redemption born out of brokenness. So do not lose hope. Even when it seems like your path has ended in darkness, I can carve out a new way, a better way, one that leads you to wholeness. Trust me to transform your disappointments into catalysts for growth. The truth is, there can be many roads that look right, but end in despair. This is not because life is meant to be cruel, but because not every option is aligned with what truly nurtures your soul. Part of my love for you is to guide you toward choices that foster your well-being, spiritually, emotionally, and even physically. When your heart leans toward what is destructive or deceptive, I speak in the quiet places of your soul. My beloved child, that path will only bring more harm. Turn instead to me. Understand that my commandments or my guidance are not rules to confine you. They are road signs to keep you safe. My desire is not to see you caged, but to see you liberated. True freedom flourishes when you stand on a strong foundation of love and truth. You were created for more than mere survival. You were created to thrive, to experience deep fulfillment. Let me be your guide in this unpredictable journey, and you will find that each day offers new reasons to embrace hope. Yet I know it's not easy. Fear can grip your heart. The fear of missing out, the fear of failure, the fear of not measuring up. These can all push you into restless searching. When you are haunted by the question, "Am I good enough?" remember this. I call you wonderful. I call you mine. I am not interested in whether you compare favorably to another person. I only want to see your heart open, trusting in my love for you. Let my gentle voice calm your anxiety, like a soothing melody that stills the storm raging in your thoughts. Anxiety arises when you feel you must control every outcome, but my invitation is for you to surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up on life. It means releasing the illusion that you must handle every burden alone. Let me help carry the weight. Allow my grace to sustain you in ways your own strength cannot. Find rest, my child, knowing that you are not walking this path in isolation. I also see the guilt you sometimes carry from past regrets. You ask yourself, how could I have chosen so poorly? Or, why did I hurt those who mattered to me? Let me speak to that tender wound. I am a healer of hearts. I do not hold your past against you as evidence to condemn you. When I look at you, I see the potential for redemption. I see the lessons you've learned, the empathy you've gained, and the humility that blossoms after acknowledging mistakes. Even when you have stumbled, my arms have remained open. I am a God of forgiveness. I ask you now to forgive yourself. In that release, you will discover a freedom that ushers in new beginnings. Shame wants to chain you to yesterday, but my grace cuts through those chains. Take my hand and allow me to lead you out of the darkness of self-condemnation into the light of acceptance and renewal. In your toughest battles, I want you to remember that you are not alone. Whether it's a struggle with health, finances, relationships, or the deep longings of your heart, I stand beside you like a strong fortress. You may question how to sense my presence in the midst of turmoil, and I encourage you. Be still for a moment. Close your eyes, quiet your thoughts, and invite me in. Allow my peace, which surpasses all understanding, to wash over your mind. Let it replace the anxiety that claws for your attention. Even if your circumstances remain challenging, my presence will fortify you from within. Think of it like an immovable foundation that keeps you steady when the winds of life blow fiercely. I see your courage, and I commend you. Even when you believe yourself to be weak, the fact that you keep trying, keep caring, and keep hoping is a testament to the strength I placed inside you. Trust that I will continue to sustain you, my child. You might have been taught that you need to put on a strong facade, to never let anyone see your vulnerability. But remember, I see every layer of who you are. You don't have to guard yourself with me. If you are weary, let me be your resting place. If you are uncertain, let me be your guiding light. If you are broken, let me mend the pieces. Vulnerability is not a weakness in my eyes. It is a doorway to a deeper relationship with me. When you pour out your heart to me without reservation, you create room for my grace to flow in, to restore and to uplift. There is no shame in admitting that you need my help. In fact, that humble admission is the beginning of transformation. It unlocks a powerful exchange, your burdens for my peace, your limitations for my limitless provision, your wounds for my healing touch. Breathe in that promise and exhale the tension you've been holding. Speak to me as you would to a closest friend, for I am that friend. Confide in me what troubles you most. There is no detail too insignificant and no pain too deep for me to handle. My heart yearns to comfort you, and my arms are always open. Draw near and find the solace your soul has been craving. You may not yet comprehend why I ask you to wait, or why certain doors remain closed, but hold on to the truth that all things work together for the good of those who remain open to my will. I also celebrate your joys. When something makes you smile, my heart smiles with you. When you accomplish a goal or take a brave step of faith, I cheer you on. I love to see you flourish. Sometimes people forget that I delight in your happiness. Yes, I am here in your sorrow, but I am equally present in your celebrations, dancing with you in spirit. Each victory, no matter how small, is a testament to your resilience and my sustaining love. It doesn't go unnoticed. I rejoice each time your spirit is lifted, and I long for you to taste the sweetness of life. Indeed, you will face challenges, but do not let them overshadow your blessings. Remember to pause and thank me for the everyday miracles, the breath in your lungs, the sunrise that brings hope, the friendships that nurture your soul. Gratitude is a powerful posture that aligns your heart with the goodness of life, reminding you that there is still beauty to behold and treasure to be found. When despair tries to tighten its grip, reminding you of your failures or your frustrations, let my voice interrupt those dark thoughts. I whisper to you, hope is not lost. I am the God of second chances, third chances, and infinite new beginnings. I am the God who sees a future when all you see is a dead end. Nothing is too broken for my restorative power. Even if you feel like your life's canvas has been marred by mistakes, I can paint a new masterpiece upon those very scars. All it requires is your willingness to hand me the brush. Surrender your desire to control how the painting turns out, and you will be amazed at the beauty that emerges from what once seemed ruined. Does your heart feel heavy now? Release that heaviness to me. I will exchange it for a gentle, peaceful strength that surpasses your own understanding. Let me cradle your heart in my mercy until the pain subsides and healing takes root. It's easy in this fast-paced age to become numb, scrolling through life without pausing to reflect. Yet I encourage you, take just 2 minutes each day to consciously connect with me. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and open your heart. In that short time, allow yourself to become aware of my presence, which is already there, ready to envelop you. Whisper what's on your mind, or simply rest in the stillness. You might wonder, what difference can 2 minutes make? But remember, significant transformations often begin with small, consistent steps. That moment of mindful connection can reset your perspective, calm your nerves, and remind you of a higher reality, that you and I are in constant communion. In that sacred space, you will find clarity, reassurance, and renewed motivation to face the challenges of the day. Trust that I am indeed listening, that I cherish those quiet moments as much as you do. I am always ready to hear your voice, your heartbeat, your hopes, and your fears when you are surrounded by voices telling you to rush, to accomplish more, to never pause. Let mine be the voice inviting you to rest. There is a sacred rhythm to life that includes both activity and stillness, both work and reflection. When you ignore your need to rest, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, you deprive yourself of my replenishing gifts. In rest, you find the space to realize that you're not merely a machine meant to produce results. You are a living soul, cherished by me, worthy of moments of solitude and peace. I established this principle long ago, not to bind you with rules, but to set you free from burnout and stress. Let my peace refresh you, like a cool breeze on a scorching day. My child, you do not have to earn this rest. It's part of the love I offer. Embrace it without guilt, and see how it rejuvenates not only your body, but your spirit. Sometimes, the path to clarity involves stepping into unknown territories, confronting your fears, or letting go of old habits that no longer serve you. I ask you to trust that my plans for you are for good, to give you a future filled with hope. Yes, the journey can be challenging, but remember, you do not traverse it alone. I am here, an ever-present guide, a constant source of strength, a sure companion in every valley and on every mountaintop. People may have let you down, broken promises, or turned their backs on you. My heart aches with yours when you experience betrayal or abandonment. In those moments, it can feel as though no one can be trusted, and you might be tempted to build walls around your heart. But my invitation is for you to find in me the trust you might not dare to give others right now. Let me show you that faithfulness is still possible, that true loyalty and steadfastness exist. I will never fail you, though I know that might be hard to believe when your experiences have been littered with disappointment. Let my actions speak louder than words. Watch as I bring people into your life who reflect my love and encourage you. Observe the subtle ways in which I orchestrate events to protect and provide for you. Step by step, your heart will heal from past hurts, and you will learn to trust again. First in me, and then in the healthy relationships I will place in your path. Compassion is a language every soul can understand. It transcends differences and heals fractures. When you wonder how to make a real impact, remember that love in action is the most powerful force you can wield. It doesn't require grand gestures or extraordinary talents. It only requires a heart willing to be led by my spirit. The ripple effects of your compassion can travel farther than you'll ever realize on this side of eternity. Sometimes you may struggle with prayer, unsure of what to say or if you're doing it right. Let me simplify it for you. Prayer is simply communion with me. It's sharing your life with me, your joys, your sorrows, your questions, and your gratitude. It's also listening, quieting your mind enough to perceive my gentle nudges. Whether you speak aloud or in the silence of your heart, whether you're kneeling or walking, your sincere openness is what matters to me. I see the conflict within you when people misrepresent me, using my name for harmful or hateful causes. That grieves me too. I want you to understand that I am love, and any action that contradicts love's essence does not reflect my true nature. Humans are fallible, and sometimes they distort my message for their own ends. When you feel confused by the conflicting voices claiming to speak for me, come directly to me. Seek my heart for clarity. Let me show you who I really am through quiet reflection, sincere prayer, and the loving whisper of my spirit. I am big enough to handle your questions and your skepticism. My love is not diminished by your doubts. In fact, honest questioning can lead you to a deeper, truer understanding of my character. I invite you to discover the breadth, length, height, and depth of my love, a love that transcends every human attempt to contain it. I also want to address the loneliness that sometimes envelops your soul. You can be surrounded by people and still feel isolated, but I promise, you are never alone. My presence is not contingent on human companionship. While I desire for you to have healthy relationships with others, I also want you to cultivate a relationship with me that is profoundly intimate and comforting. In those solitary moments, call out to me, my beloved child. Know that I am not merely a distant deity watching from afar. I am actively engaged in your life, orchestrating countless details in ways you may not fully grasp until you look back in hindsight. In times of crisis, you might assume I'm silent or inactive, but often I'm working in ways that become clear only after the storm has passed. Have you ever looked back on a difficult season and realized it shaped you in ways that prepared you for greater blessings? That's my hand, gently molding your character, your resilience, and your empathy. Nothing you go through is wasted when you entrust it to me. Even your pain can become a platform to reach others who suffer in similar ways. I do not delight in your suffering, but I can redeem it, transforming it into a source of strength and hope for you and those around you. Think of your life as a story co-written by you and me. I offer direction and inspiration, but I also honor your free will. You get to choose how to respond to my guidance. Perhaps you've experienced chapters filled with heartbreak or failure. That doesn't have to be the final chapter. As the master author, I can weave surprising twists of grace and mercy into your narrative, turning tragedy into triumph. Let me remind you, every day is a fresh page. You're not defined by what has happened before. With each sunrise, new mercies arise. Will you let me guide your pen? We can craft a story of transformation, where your tests become your testimony. Trust in my creative power, which can turn even the darkest plots into a compelling tale of redemption, growth, and victorious love. How I long for you to recognize your true identity, not the identity placed upon you by society, not the labels people attach to you, and certainly not the negative voices in your mind. You are mine, shaped by my hands with intention and care. There is so much potential inside you, so much beauty that reflects my likeness. When you let go of false identities, you free yourself to embrace the glorious truth of who you are in me, a cherished soul, a unique expression of my divine creativity. In that identity, you find belonging, security, and a sense of purpose that doesn't hinge on external validation. You become rooted in my everlasting love, which cannot be shaken by life's uncertainties. I recognize that trust may have been broken in your life, perhaps by family, friends, or mentors. When trust is shattered, the scars can run deep, shaping how you view relationships, the world, and even me. Yet my love is different. It doesn't waver based on how well you perform or how flawlessly you behave. I see you in your totality, your strengths and weaknesses, your triumphs and failures, and I love you still. If you're unsure about trusting me fully, I understand. Let's take it slow. Start with the simple act of bringing one worry, one dream, or one decision before me. Listen for my guidance. Observe how I respond, and taste my faithfulness. In time, you will discover that my consistency remains unbroken, and I hope you will then open your heart more and more, allowing my love to fill even the deepest voids of your being. I also want you to remember that vulnerability before me can lead to a powerful transformation. When you present to me your raw emotions, pain, anger, resentment, or confusion, you allow my healing to begin at the source of those wounds. Sometimes healing is instant. More often, it is a process. Along this journey, I place people in your path who can support you: counselors, friends, or spiritual mentors. Do not shy away from receiving help. It is part of my answer to your prayers. Healing is rarely a solo endeavor. It's a communal process, reflecting the interconnectedness I designed for humanity. Embrace it with humility and courage, knowing that as you heal, you become a testimony of my restoring power. Indeed, your scars will one day become reminders of how my grace saw you through and gave you a new dawn after a long night. Peace is a gift I long to offer you, a calming of the storms inside your heart that might rage despite external circumstances. This peace transcends rational explanation, for it comes from my Spirit, who dwells in you. You can invite that peace into any situation. When you are gripped by worry about finances, health, relationships, whisper my name and ask for my peace. This isn't a denial of reality. It's an affirmation that I hold all realities in my hands, and nothing is too difficult for me. Let that assurance soothe your nerves, slow your racing heart, and clear your cluttered mind. My peace isn't just a fleeting feeling. It's a steady state of resting in my sovereignty. It liberates you from the tyranny of constant fear and worry, reminding you that the one who loves you most also has the power to intervene in ways beyond your imagination. You might wonder, God, how do I know if I'm on the right path? There is a simple yet profound way to check. Are you feeling my peace, or is your spirit unsettled? That quiet prompting in your heart is often my spirit guiding you. If you feel unease, take a moment to reflect, to pray, and to re-examine your course. My guidance doesn't always come in dramatic visions. Sometimes it's a gentle conviction or a subtle opening of doors you hadn't noticed before. Stay alert to these signs. And remember, Even if you make a wrong turn, I don't abandon you. I am more than capable of rerouting you, just as a shepherd gathers a wandering sheep. Simply remain open, teachable, and humble. The journey of faith is not about never making mistakes. It's about learning to recognize my voice and realign yourself whenever you drift. When life's demands seem too heavy and you say, "I can't do this anymore," I remind you, with me, you can. Those moments when you feel you've reached your limit are precisely where my strength shines brightest. You were never meant to be self-sufficient in every aspect. You were designed for connection with me, and connection with others. That's why my word tells you to love one another, to carry each other's burdens, and to support each other. Isolation makes problems loom larger, but unity and partnership break them down into manageable pieces. Don't be afraid to lean on the community I've placed around you. Let them see your authentic struggles so they can offer help, prayer, and companionship. In that unity, you'll find my grace multiplied. Where your strength ends, my power begins. Together, we can overcome any mountain. There is a unique calling resting on your life. It may not be flashy by the world's standards, but it is significant in my kingdom's perspective. Perhaps your calling is to be a beacon of compassion in your workplace, or a source of solace for neighbors in distress, or an artist who reflects my beauty through creativity. Whatever it is, walk in it boldly. Diminish it not, for every act done in love reverberates in eternity. Comparison might whisper, "Your calling is not as important as someone else's." But I tell you, every calling that springs from my heart is of great value. Celebrate the gifts I've given you. Develop them diligently. Offer them back to me in service to others, and watch as a harvest of joy unfolds. When you operate from your God-given purpose, a sense of fulfillment settles in, one that no fame or fortune could ever replicate. The road ahead may have its share of challenges. You might face rejection, setbacks, or unforeseen trials. But do not let these discourage you. See them as opportunities to fortify your faith, to refine your character, and to draw nearer to me. Trials can purify your intentions, stripping away what is superficial and leaving behind what is lasting and true. Each challenge you overcome becomes a testament to the resilience I have placed in you. With each hurdle crossed, your confidence in my sustaining power grows. Always remember, I am right beside you, equipping you to handle whatever life brings. I rejoice in your victories and comfort you in your defeats. Keep your heart open to my guidance, and these obstacles will not break you. They will build you into who you are meant to be. If you find yourself in a season of loss, perhaps you've lost a loved one, a job, or a cherished dream, my heart goes out to you. Grieve, my child, for grief is not an enemy. It is a natural response to something meaningful that has slipped away. But know this, I stand with you in your grief, gently holding you, shedding tears with you, and whispering that I have not forsaken you. In the midst of loss, you may discover a new depth to my comfort and the strength of your own spirit. While the pain is real, so is my promise to never leave you. I can bring healing that allows you to cherish the memories and lessons without being shackled by sorrow. Time and my tender mercies work together to mend the wounds. One day, you will find yourself able to smile at what once made you weep, not because you have forgotten, but because you have healed. When the noise of your surroundings grows deafening, social media, news cycles, gossip, and negative opinions, I invite you to step into the quiet sanctuary of my presence. Turn off the distractions, close the door, and be still. In that stillness, you will hear my voice more clearly, It's not that I don't speak in the midst of chaos, but that your spirit can grow too crowded to discern my whispers. In the sacred hush, I will remind you of your worth, your purpose, and my love. I will fill your mind with peace instead of anxiety, clarity instead of confusion. If you make a habit of withdrawing into this sanctuary even for a short time each day, you will discover a wellspring of wisdom and calm that sustains you in the busiest of seasons. Let me be your refuge, the place you run to when life feels overwhelming. In the moments when doubt creeps in, doubt about my existence, my goodness, or my presence, do not panic. Doubt can be a doorway to deeper faith if you allow it to lead you to honest questions and open-hearted seeking. I am not threatened by your doubts. Instead, I invite them. Bring them before me. Ask what you need to ask. Search my heart for clarity, and be patient with the answers. Genuine faith is not the absence of questions. It's the resolve to cling to me, even as you wrestle with uncertainty. Remember, the greatest journeys of faith often begin with questions, and the greatest saints have all had their moments of doubt. It is in wrestling with these uncertainties that you unearth precious truths. I promise I will reveal myself to a heart that genuinely seeks me, even if it takes time. Keep seeking, keep asking, and let your curiosity be a path that brings you ever closer to my love. I want to talk to you about the power of forgiveness, not just receiving it, but also offering it to others. Unforgiveness is a burden that weighs down your spirit, creating a prison of bitterness. My desire is to see you free, and forgiveness is the key that unlocks that prison. It doesn't mean you condone wrongdoing or forget what happened. It means you release yourself from the chains of resentment. When you forgive, you open the door for my healing to pour into your wounds. Forgiveness can be a process. Sometimes you'll need to reaffirm it day after day, especially when the pain is deep. But trust that with each act of forgiveness, you're stepping closer to the wholeness I want for you. Let me remind you, I forgave you long before you even knew to ask. Extending that mercy to others aligns your heart with mine, ushering you into peace that anger could never provide. In a world preoccupied with instant gratification, you might wonder if patient endurance has any value. I assure you, it does. Waiting often refines your character, teaching perseverance, humility, and faithfulness. The blessings I have in store for you are crafted with divine precision, and sometimes that requires you to learn patience. Remember, a seed doesn't grow into a mighty tree overnight. It needs time, nurturing, and the right conditions to flourish. Similarly, there are seeds of destiny within you that must go through seasons of planting, watering, waiting, and finally reaping. If you rush this natural process, you may end up with shallow roots that cannot support your growth. Let my timing be a comfort, not a frustration. Believe that I know exactly what you need and when you need it. I also see your longing to be loved and accepted by others, a longing that can drive you to compromise your values or ignore my guidance. Let me fill that void, because human love, beautiful as it can be, will never be as complete or unwavering as my love for you. Don't settle for less than what truly nourishes your soul. I want you to have relationships rooted in genuine care, mutual respect, and shared growth. If you are in a relationship where you feel pressured to do what goes against your conscience, step back and evaluate. Seek my wisdom, and I will help you discern whether that connection is helping you flourish or pulling you away from the life I desire for you. Relationships can be a profound source of joy, but they must be cultivated in an environment of truth, kindness, and alignment with your spiritual well-being. Above all, Know that my grace is sufficient. You might believe you're too flawed or broken to be embraced by my love, but I see your worth beyond your flaws. My mercy extends where human mercy often falls short. There is no pit too deep that my love can't reach, no mistake too grave that my forgiveness won't cover. As you absorb this truth, allow yourself to breathe in hope. Imagine your failures dissolving in the ocean of my grace, replaced by a profound sense of acceptance. This is not a license to live recklessly, but an invitation to live freely, unburdened by shame and motivated by gratitude. When you truly grasp my grace, your heart naturally responds with a desire to honor me and to grow into the person I created you to be. When you feel heavy-laden with responsibilities and pressures, I encourage you, lay them at my feet. Let me shoulder the load with you. You are not meant to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Even if you are serving others, if your service becomes a source of overwhelming stress, pause and seek my guidance. Sometimes, you need to step back and allow yourself to be replenished. Overextending yourself can lead to burnout, which robs you of the joy of serving. Let me direct your steps, showing you when to move forward and when to rest. In my design, there is a time for every purpose. A time to work, a time to rest, a time to celebrate, and a time to weep. Live in that rhythm with me, and you will discover the abundant life I've promised you. Whenever you catch yourself feeling hopeless or powerless, remind your soul of who I am. The Creator who spoke galaxies into existence, who shaped you in the hidden depths, the one who parted seas and calmed storms, the one who brought life where there was none. If I can breathe stars into being, can I not breathe new life into your circumstances? My resources are endless, my ability without limit. You need not rely on your own strength alone. Let my power supplement your efforts, turning the impossible into the achievable. This doesn't mean you should passively wait for miracles without acting. Rather, align your actions with my direction and watch how my supernatural power undergirds your natural abilities. It's a partnership, my grace meeting your willingness, resulting in triumph that glorifies me and fulfills you. As we near the close of this conversation, I want you to remember that you are enveloped by my love and presence, now and forever. There is nothing that can separate you from my love. Not your past mistakes, not your current trials, not your future uncertainties. When you feel weak, I am your strength. When you feel lost, I am your guide. When you feel unworthy, I am the one who declares you precious. Do not let circumstances or fleeting emotions convince you otherwise. Anchor your identity in my unwavering truth, not in the shifting sands of public opinion or self-doubt. This anchor will hold you fast when the storms of life rage around you, offering security that surpasses any you could create on your own. I am, and always will be, your faithful refuge. My beloved child, I now bless you with my peace. I pour out my grace and my love upon you. May you feel it tangibly, like a gentle warmth that lights up your entire being. Carry this blessing with you as you step back into the flow of your day or night. Remember to return to me in those quiet moments, even if just for a brief interlude. Let me refresh your spirit and remind you of your worth. Never doubt that I walk alongside you, celebrating your victories, consoling your sorrows, and guiding your every step. Go in my peace, dear one. Rest in my eternal love, and know that I am always with you. We will speak again soon, and until then, keep your heart open to my gentle whispers. You are cherished, you are seen, and you are forever in my heart.